Alright, so last year I read 45 books, and at the moment I'm trying to read about one new book every week. And a lot of people are asking me how I read so many books, so I thought I'd just share my process for going through not only a large number of books, but being able to actually also retain the information from them. Alright, so first step is you gotta actually consistently make the time. So it's not really enough to just every now and then sit down when you feel like it and do a bit of reading. You gotta turn it into a habit. So for me personally, the morning is the most productive time for me because it's when I've got the most mental energy and it's before the busyness of the day kicks in. So I set aside 30 minutes every day before work to basically just sit and read. So when I have a book, the first thing I'll do is I'll spend about 5 or 10 minutes researching it. So I'll read through the contents in detail, I'll look at the Wikipedia page, I might read an article on it or something. And all that's just to get the general gist of the book and sort of know what it's all about before you actually dive in. So that just helps accelerate the learning. So I don't speed read or anything, but basically every non-fiction book follows the same pattern, which is the first page or so of a chapter will be the main takeaway of that section, and then the rest of the chapter will basically just be proving or justifying that point with stories or facts. So I basically spend a lot of time on that first section, and then you can skim over or be brief with the rest of the chapter. So I'll always have a pen with me as well. So as I'm going through the book, if there's a paragraph that resonates with me or I think it's a key point, I'll always mark it. So then if I'm going back through the book at some point in the future, I'll always be able to quickly find those key points and be able to skip over all the rest of the stuff that didn't resonate with me. Because one problem I had in the past was I'd read all these books, but then 6 months later, if someone asked me what was the main point of that book, like what did you learn, I often wouldn't be able to say anything. I'd just basically forgotten it. So now what I do is when I've read a book, I'll go through it and look at all the points that I've marked, and then the top 3 or 4 takeaways I'll write out on the first blank page of the book. So it basically just helps with retention. I can go back to that and have that 1-page summary in the future. So that's basically how I get through a lot of books while still retaining the information from them. So hope that helps. Talk to you soon.